morning, YouTube. Another week of fundamental analysis. I hope you guys have been doing well. This week we took some trades, some wins, some losses, a little bit of emotion because stop loss wasn't placed. I don't know why. I remember putting one, but it is what it is. Let's go through the analysis today first for the 20th to the 26th of May. So, COT report. Last week we had a bit of bearishness on the Aussie, a little bit of bullishness here and there, very bullish on US 30, which I actually took a trade on, and we'll go through that later. This week we actually had quite a bit of change. We had bullishness in Aussie, Pound, Euro. We have bearishness on Yen. We got no real change in the indices. We do have oil and gold ticking slightly higher, silver ticking lower, and that's going to be the main key focus points of today. Yeah, just basically these main currencies here, and we'll go through my trading list a bit later on. So, in terms of Forex Factory and change in data, so there was flash PMIs, which I've only got ISM as my sort of variable that I'm tracking. So just keep in mind we're going to go through the what's changed in Forex Factory to see what's going on. I given inflation, economic, and employment data a score, but besides it, so with the dollar, the only change of this week was unemployment claims were lower than expected, so which is bullish for employment. We're still overall negative in terms of data, but as I said, flash PMIs were actually positive, so this week we're actually overall bullish for the dollar. For Aussie, we had PMI services and manufacturing, which were lower for the services, neutral for manufacturing. So it is overall negative on the economic data of Aussie. Positive on the CPI news that was, I think, last 2 weeks or a week or two ago. Oh no, it was a month ago, days from, so a month ago. But yeah, so basically we're kind of neutral on Aussie. We do know it's overall bearish though, or at least that's what's long-term trend in my eyes. So yeah, we're definitely negative on or bearish on the Aussie. For the pound, and we didn't do that for the pound yet, but the pound, what's changed is we had an increase in CPI, we had a decrease in PMI expectancy, we had an increase in PMI manufacturing expectancy, and we had a very big decrease in retail sales. So look, overall I would say because of big CPI data, which is probably the king of everything, it's overall bullish for the pound, despite the decrease in services PMI and quite a big decrease in retail sales. So keeping that a note. For the euro, we had PMI overall bullish for these two groups here. So services, flash services for German and French were both bullish, which is good. We have some big news next week for the euro. So we got CPI and unemployment rates for euro. And Japan, we had a decrease in services and increase in manufacturing. So overall still bearish on the yen. Now, last week's data was, or this current week's data to go through, we said pound was overall bullish because of this CPI data, despite a decrease in flash sales and decrease in retail sales. Still overall very bullish for the pound this week. For USD, you can see I'm talking about unemployment claims being down. I'm talking about flash manufacturing and services being up, higher than expected, up from last week. We had home sales down, existing and new home sales down, but we had durable good orders month to month all higher than expected. We had Powell and Walker talks on Monday, which had nothing to do with interest rates, so we can negate that. University of Michigan consumer sentiment is also bullish for USD. So overall, very bullish for the dollar this week. AUD, we had RBA speak on Monday or Tuesday, and it was brief mention target inflation 2 to 3% in mid to 2025 or early 26. Pound again, just saying it's overall bullish, and Euro PMI numbers up. Euro overall bullish this week as well. Next week we've got CPI news, we've got GDP news, quite a big week next week. Take home, overall bullish on USD, good PMI scores and goods and services, so very happy with USD. Happy to pair it with bearish reading, so AUD had a bullish reading on COT data, but the actual PMI data was lower than expected, so bearish. So kind of conflicting. I am in a trade already, so we're just gonna stay in that trade, and if we get taken out, we get taken out. Pound was bullish this week. CPI increased, COT increased as well. Sentiment. Yen I'm still convinced yen is bearish. I'm gonna stay with this until some big news. Indices, we had CPI decrease last week and good PMI numbers, so it's good overall for stocks. So I'm going to look for bullish setups in stocks. We had good CPI PMI numbers this week, so not trading gold or silver. We had a decrease in CPI last week, and I'm just going to stay on not trading for the oil. So pairs to trade this week, I'm looking at GJ, UJ, and the indices. Okay, so let's go to the charts. Let's go through the trades that I took this week. So basically, first trade have taken is a short on a 4-hour supply zone. Is a 4-hour support turned resistance. We can see if we scroll real out, it's overall bearish. We've got a position, stop loss there. Reason why stop hasn't been, I didn't give it more space, was because our entry was already down here. So we did give a little bit of breathing room. Again, if this takes me out, this takes me out. 4-hour support there. So what I'm hoping for, again, this is ideal scenarios, but I am hoping for this little support here to hold now. And then something like that, and trail stops. But what can happen is this could potentially happen. So it is what it is. We'll stay in the position. Trail, we've got a stop loss in that one, so that's fine. Gold, we took a trade on gold here. So gold was overall bullish. Okay, overall bullish. You go to the 4-hour. Why did I take this trade? Well, basically, if we look here, we had a push up from gold. We had a previous resistance here. I took a trade off there. Stop loss was under this low here. Yeah, I'm gonna try doing my best in terms of on a 4-hour point of view. Just really tighten the stops. This could have been, this could have been a 1 to 2, right? If I tighten my stops, but we got a little 0.91. I think I took it off. I might have taken it off a daily setup, but yeah, aim of the game is to tighten up the stops a bit, get a bit more risk to reward on the 4-hour. But it is what it is. Quite a nice trade. Now the last trade I took was US 30, and I was a bit bummed out by this one. This was a we can see US 30 was pumping up, overall bullish, pumping up right now. We took the setup on this support demand zone here. We had a stop here, which is fine. We would have lost that, but for some reason my stops didn't trigger, and there was no stop order in, so I got out here, just closed it straight away, and lost more than I should have, a lot more than I should have. So it is what it is. US 30, we're going to unflag. Now, in terms of what I want to look at this week, we are still in this trade, so still trading this. I'm going to let it do its thing, where we want to see GJ, which doesn't really have we have a resistance here. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can mark something up. Overall bullish, resistance here. Is this? Yeah, this is all-time highs. So in terms of a 4-hour trade setup, let's have a quick look see. just making things up at this point, so no real setup here. UJ. UJ. Yeah, overall bullish here. Yeah, no real setup. Maybe we might look for something like this and get an entry here, but no setup right now for UJ. Let's have a look at the indices. Okay, looking very bullish. We have a nice support here. What I probably want to see for the indices is maybe a tap here. Whoops, sorry. Touch here, come up here, and go up, and maybe an entry there. But again, no setup right now. I don't want to take a trade off there after a big push down. NAS, what are we doing, NAS? Yeah, no real setup on NAS as well. US 30, definitely no setup right now, just bearish. Let's have a look at the commodities. So we had a plus 2% change on COTs. Too bearish, wouldn't take that. Silver, nah. Oil, potential oil. Is hitting a daily support zone there. PMI numbers are up, which means economic activity is up. Let's have a look at here. Unemployment's down. What did our cheat sheet say about unemployment data? Yeah, could actually have a look at oil potentially, but what I probably want to see off oil is a break of this resistance here. And get a break off that resistance, have it come back, put a stop under there. Potential. Let's pop in oil. Let's pop in oil. Alright guys, so that is our watch list. I think I might take out US 30, have these two indices there for the time being. We're in one trade here already. Let's see how it goes.